That's why I challenge everyone to go within inside of ourselves. I'm not telling you to go deeper within your Bible and learn more of the word. I'm saying go deeper into yourself and learn more of self. Who are you at the core? Why are my behaviors this way? Why do I show up this way? Why? Because life has altered me and I've used this as a coping mechanism. Why do I respond this way? Because someone hurt me, and this is how I decided to show up. And in my mind, I have accepted that this is how I am because this is what kept me safe from the hurt that I had to feel in the past. I'm saying not just go deeper into the Bible, but go deeper into your darkness. Go deeper into your shadow. Go deeper into yourself. How? By getting professional help. How? By going to church. How? By practicing mindfulness. How? By getting a healthy community. By finding a safe space. By building relationships with people that you can talk to and tell your true story. By leaning into yourself. I'm talking a lot.
You're talking a lot, but you know what? It's good.
Am I okay?
You're okay. I'm good.
Tell me to keep going.
You better bring this show in. Bring it in. Bring the show in. You better bring this episode in right now. I'm so serious with you.
Welcome back to another episode of the Big Dog Talk podcast. Big Charles and Big Shay is on the mic and she got an attitude. What's up?
Hey, y'all. It's your girl, Big Shay, and I'm back on the mic. He's threading on pins and needles in the current moment. You better stop playing with me.
What are we talking about today?
What we talking about is you better stop playing with me at work. Okay?
Well, I would need you to bring your voice down.
My voice, that's the mic. The voice is down. On this episode today of the Big Dog Talk podcast, I want to talk about belief system. I want to talk about, is church truly therapy for some people, right? And do you think, I want to hear your perspective versus, kind of my perspective on if you think therapy is for everyone or can everybody benefit from therapy? Boom.
That's what we're doing.
Boom. Boom.
So before we start this conversation, just want to make sure the air is clear. There's no bad energy. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take the high road.
Shall we at work?
And I just want to say I apologize.
Co-worker.
I apologize. And I'm ready to have a professional day at work. I don't want to have any energy, bad energy.
So you don't want me to have attitude?
While we're podcasting, I know how to shake it off and keep going. But sometimes you get in your emotions.
I'm not in my emotions. Okay. I'm at work.
Are you ready to work?
I'm at work, y'all.
But anyway, let's dive into it.
So first of all, I just feel like saying this. Happy New Year!
What? 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 What the hell? That was a long time ago.
Happy New Year! Now, I'm saying that because in Atlanta, with at William Murphy's Church, Dream Center in Atlanta, did you see how they brought in the New Year?
Is that with the swag and surf thing?
Swag and surf and swag. And surf. Now walk it out, walk it out, walk it out, walk it out. I thought that looked fun.
Yeah.
I thought that looked fun.
Yeah.
I would go to that church for New Year's Eve and do that.
To walk it out?
And swag and surf?
No,
would you swag and surf at the church?
At home. Swag and surf at home.
So let's talk about that.
What you want to talk about?
So I want to know from your perspective, you okay? I want to know from your perspective, I guess the word is, do you think that was appropriate for a New Year's Eve church service?
What, the swag and surf?
Yeah, and the walk. So his sermon was around, you got to walk some things out in life. You know what I mean? You can't let them know. You got to walk it out, walk it out. So then they played the song, now walk it out, walk it out. But then I guess, one of the highlights of, the night bringing in the new year was, they were swagging and they were surfing. They were swagging and they were surfing. And
You
there's just been a
mean
lot of controversy around the appropriateness
you
of
mean I'm on that hypnotic, exotic, this polo on my body, got a bad girl beside me, and her friend is right behind me. Is the same song?
that. That's the one.
And we swagging and surfing and swagging and surfing. Okay. All
Hey.
right. All right. All right.
Well, all right then.
All right.
We swagging and we surfing.
I got the hypnotic.
Dranky drank.
But anyway, do I think it was necessary? I mean, what was the context of
You
it
know,
again?
necessary, appropriate, those are like interchangeable depending on. I just really want to hear your thoughts around it.
I saw him swagging and surfing, but what was he trying to say?
So this, I don't know the walk
What
it
was
out
the message? Because you just told me that
the
you-
walk it out part, because they played that too. That was a part of his message. Just in life, you got to walk some things out. Like I saw how that tied into, I don't know what the walk it out lyrics are, but that's what he used to tie into his message. Now, the swag and the surfing, I don't know. I could be being assumptive. I'm not sure if that's how they brought in,
I'm clean like a dish detergent on Patron. Yeah, I'm gone. Purple by the zone. Yeah, I'm smoking strong. And
Now
you know
walk-
I'm gone.
That's not walk it out. Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah. So
So
that.
he was saying he was walking it out into a new year.
Yeah, sometimes in life you gotta walk it out. Like, don't let, I guess, certain things like, hold you down,
Right.
hold you back. You gotta walk it out, keep moving, you know what I mean? Keep pressing that sort of narrative.
Well, I get it though. I get it. I get what he was trying to do. Like I said, I grew up in the church.
Right.
I get what he was trying to do. He was trying to be relatable to the world. But my only issue is with that, when you too relatable to the world, then then it's not the level of respect and dignity is going to be taken from it.
Mm-hmm.
In my perspective, knowing anything about the Bible, Jesus hung with the world, but he never changed who he was, based off the Bible stories. But this is the thing though, in churches, and this is why a lot of religions aren't taken seriously. It's because we do things to be, well, the religious world community do things to be relatable or too relatable. I get what he was trying to do, but I believe in the swag and surfing and in the church is a place of you got to have a lot of respect there. I don't think it was necessary. I think he was doing too much. Basically, specifically off the context
Of the lyrics of the
simple as
song.
that. Yeah.
Now, some people on the flip side
Excuse me.
are negating and saying, well, at least those people, and there were a lot of people in that, and packed in, I think it's called the Dream Center. There were a lot of people in that church. At least those people chose to
Go to church.
be in the house of the Lord on New Year's Eve.
Why though? Why is it okay just because the people chose to go to a building? Why?
Because they could be any place else. They could be like at the club.
Or at home with their family and their children and kids.
Or at the club. Or at home. But they chose to be in the Dream Center.
Swagging and surfing.
Yeah, and walking it out.
So that's the. But here's the thing though, if you want people to take you serious, you have to stand with a certain level of dignity and morals and respect. You have to earn respect. Now, I get what only thing my issue with that is it confuses the, I'm gonna just use the word followers. That
You mean like the congregation?
the congregation.
Right.
It confuses the congregation. It confuses the people that are even thinking about and watching and observing the
Right.
congregation. Well, you know what? I may want to just join the church because they make it seem like it's okay to do what I do.
Cool over there, yeah. Yeah.
But I've also been in, my dad was a youth pastor, so he would come in there, he would preach a message with gold chains on and earrings on, to be relatable to our community.
Right.
But he still was sticking to the truth, though.
Right. Right.
I've never seen anyone take some words other than like R. Kelly.
Right.
I believe I can fly.
And we'll stop there.
I believe I can fly.
You better not.
I'm just saying.
Now, in all fairness and honesty, right? I do know that Dream Center is a big church in Atlanta. I don't know anything about it. I do know William Murphy from his career in
He can
singing.
sing. He can sing.
And a lot of his songs absolutely are on the top of my list as it relates to
I didn't know that's who that
music.
was.
Absolutely, that's who that is. And so that in itself, this is how I want to make sure that I'm not being judgments, because to answer your question, I would be offended if I went to the church on New Year's Eve and I was sitting there maybe for the first time and they were swagging and surfing and walking it out. Me personally, I'd be like, okay, that's a little bit too much for me as it relates to my traditional beliefs around how you reverence the house of God, right? But on the flip side, that was just a snapshot of his church, right?
Right.
We don't really know. I don't really know much about Dream Center and ATL, what they really do.
Right.
You know what I mean? And so honestly, I do want to be careful, because just like when what's his name, Dietrich Haddon, got a lot of pushback. He gets pushback anyway because he's pretty radical.
Right.
But when he got a lot of pushback at his birthday party because his wife was basically twerking on her husband.
Yeah, but they wasn't in church.
No, they were not in church. But I'm just saying that was a celebratory. I'm just saying how when
That's
you're,
not the same.
it's not the same.
I'm listening.
But what I'm saying is that sometimes when you're in that space of religious, Christianity, churches, etc., anything that you do can be scrutinized.
That's exactly why I don't want to be put in that box. That's exactly why I don't. That the box of religion, the doctrine, the doctrination. I listen, because anything. I'm sorry, I cut you.
We just don't know that in that moment there could have been honestly people in the congregation that could have very well turned their lives around. They could have been drug addicts. They could have been, homeless. No inspiration in life, no motivation in life, and something about that community and that church.
I hear you.
Help
I
them.
hear you.
Right.
But they also got scriptures in the Bible that said, "Be ye not of the world."
I understand that too.
You know what I mean? So I'm hoping I'm quoting that the right way. But what about I'm in this world, but I'm not of this world?
Yeah.
And I'm paraphrasing it. So it's like, why would the community, the religion? I don't care what they do.
No, that's the.
I don't care.
That's basically what I'm saying. And that's why I'm supporting the fact that was a snapshot. I don't know what they're doing over there at the Dream Center. That was a snapshot.
But based off of the Bible and biblical doctrine.
Right. That snapshot was impressive in a negative way.
Too
much for church.
I don't want to say too much for church, but it was, to me, it was too worldly.
Okay, that's
for the rules of their doctrination.
Okay.
I'm saying that based off of their rules, off of the Christianity and
right.
Not my rules, not my perspective.
Right.
You know what I mean? My opinion.
Right.
I'm just based off of
Right.
If I take some scriptures out of the Bible and this is the thing about religion, it has all been distorted to fit our own personal world.
That's for personal gain and personal world. And to make people, at the end of the day, churches are a business as well. And some, like you said, to fit our own personal world, to make people feel comfortable.
Mm-hmm.
And they could be feeling comfortable in
is it right? I don't know.
Mess, for lack of better words. I don't know. I don't know. But that's the reality.
That's the reality.
But
here's the thing, though, and I'm not even trying to bring this back, though. When the Europeans brought Christianity over to America,
mm-hmm.
they thought a lot of things that they were doing, killing, creating slaves, they done that all in the name of God.
Yep.
So we have to be careful of who and what indoctrination that we are adapting to.
Right. That's why it's really important for us as humans have a mind for ourselves.
Well, we've been conditioned at an early age not to think for ourselves. We've been
Absolutely.
conditioned at an early age. You know, even like for me, um, I had put the Bible down. I'm born and raised. I'm grateful for the Bible. I am not against church. I believe church is necessary, but I still have my own opinion and my own perspective and my own truth that nobody can take from me.
Right.
You know,
Based off your experiences.
based off of my experience,
Right.
based off of my study, my knowledge, and my understanding.
Right. The wisdom that you've gained
throughout my experiences.
Exactly.
I put the Bible down not because I hated it. A few years ago, about 10, 12 years ago, I put the Bible down for a certain amount of years.
Yeah.
Because I wanted to go through a process of unlearning, and I wanted to be able just to think for myself. I didn't want to be what word am I looking for? I didn't want to be
like attached.
No, I didn't want to be. I don't want to use the word manipulated, but I didn't want to be convinced to believe in something just because it's written in this book. I wanted to put that book down. I wanted to see if I put that book down, what would happen to me. I wanted to see if my family is cursed with a curse. I wanted to see if God would really turn his back on me. I wanted to see how I think I wanted to see how I would think without the Bible. I wanted to see influencing my thought pattern. Like, who am I? Like, we have been conditioned to not think for ourselves. Nobody can tell me that there's not a divine God body, a body God that lives on the inside of us that doesn't guide and navigate us through life. Nobody can take that away from me. I put the Bible down. I wanted to see what my truth was, and I went inside of me.
And discover your belief system.
Here's the thing, though. I'm sorry, go ahead. I've discovered my own belief system.
Right.
I've discovered my own belief system.
Which incorporates the Bible and God. Through that process, you said this is something that I still want to continue to be at the top of my belief system.
Because why? Here's the thing. I have to be honest with you. I have some certain loyalty. I have some loyalty to the Bible because it saved my mom and my dad.
That's a story for a lot of us.
The Bible gave my mom and dad hope. The Bible is what my dad used to raise me.
Inspiration.
And put inside of me certain morals and characterization. Is place it inside of me. The Bible is what my parents used to navigate our lives.
Yeah.
So I have some certain loyalty to the Bible.
Absolutely. Very well said.
So I'm not going to just throw away something that potentially saved me from being potentially saved me from being in a place I could have been, and my dad could have been a murderer. My mom could have been a prostitute. You know what I mean? 2 young kids having a baby. That was the thing. The Bible was the thing the glue that kept them sane.
Yep.
So how can I throw away something that possibly saved who I am?
That instilled a lot of love in your home and things like that.
Because one thing I do believe that the Bible exposed me to God.
Yes. So with that being said, I know we're talking about God and we're talking about the Bible, but do you feel that like church is a place of therapy for people? Or should it be, or could it be a place of therapy?
I take church as what. See, I believe a lot of us give too much power to the wrong things. Is the church necessary? Yes. Is it mandatory to go to a church building? No. Why is it helpful? And this is my truth, based off my experience, based off my study. Why is it helpful? Because you go and gather amongst a community that's creating an energy
Absolutely.
that's
Yes.
liberating, that gives you hope,
Yep.
that gives you guidance,
That motivates you
that
in some
motivates
areas.
you.
Uh-huh.
I take the church and the Bible for what it is. It is the, especially in the Black community, it is the number one motivational book in the world. Now, my struggle with the Bible is that the Bible has been distorted
We've talked about
to
this.
control the world.
Mm-hmm.
So if you don't know any better, you don't know how to pick and choose right from wrong. We can use anything and adjust it to fit our perspective on life.
Absolutely.
So is the church beneficial for therapy? Yes, it is. Is it good for mental health? Yes, it is. Is it good for a place of unity and
Yes, it is.
yes.
Yes.
Is it law? Hell no.
It's not. There are extreme, I mean, I can remember some, points and times in my life, there are extreme benefits to having, that space to go and navigate to, feel positive, feel inspiration, feel motivated. Like you said, have that community. And just to have that, for some people like that safe space, where you can go in time of needs, where you can go celebrate, where you can go, pray or, lay your cares at the altar, et cetera, et cetera. I do believe that that's necessary because that's a tool, and that's an only tool for some people.
Church is a community.
It's an only tool for some people
it's
to
an
navigate
only
through
tool.
life.
It's an only tool. It's no different than therapy.
It's a tool.
It's no different than exercising.
It's a
It's no
tool.
different than eating right. It's no different than going for a walk.
Yep.
It's no different than going do some activities. It's no different than going meet with your friends and talking about positive things and feeding each other positive
That's
affirmations
right. It's a
and
tool.
pouring into each other. It's no different.
Yep. It's a part of your support system.
Here's the thing, though. Here's the thing that I want this community to get. There's a teacher of all teachers that live within side of us. There's a spirit, there's a level of divineness, there's there's an essence that guides us on the inside that will lead and direct us. When people pray, most people pray and look up. Mm-hmm. When I pray, I go deep within inside of me. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. When I'm at my worst, I don't look up. I go deep within inside of me because I understand when I'm at my worst that my God that I serve is with me while I'm in the belly of the beast. Mm-hmm. I'm not looking elsewhere. Mm-hmm. I'm going, all roads lead back to self. I would be wrong and not a good leader if I didn't say you have everything on the inside of you already that will get you through life.
So what do you mean? Like, what if someone doesn't understand what that means? What do you mean I have everything inside of me?
We were all born with the divine, some people call him the Holy Spirit. Mm-hmm. Some call it divine essence. Some call it presence. Some call it the breath of life. Whatever you call it. Mm-hmm. God lives inside of everyone. Mm-hmm. Now, do we need help being able to tap into that?
Absolutely.
Yes, we do.
We do.
You need coaches. You need pastors. You need
leaders.
Therapy. Yeah. Because what you're basically doing is when you're going inside of yourself, you're going back to who you are at the core of you. It's a place of godliness and divineness. It's a place of pureness where there's no judgment there. I can sit with myself. I can be honest with myself. It's the safest place. I found something on the inside of me that I know I want. That's why I say Big Charles always say God energy. INNERGY. Am I against all of these other tools? No, because the more tools that we have, the more we build the more we build to guard our mind, the more mental resilience that we build.
Mental toughness,
The
baby.
the better chances that we have to enduring to the end, because at the end of the day, life has altered all of us. Life have damaged all of us. And so I'm not going to speak negative about therapy. I'm not going to speak negative about church. I'm not going to speak negative about yoga. I'm not going to speak negative about any of these things, because sometimes this is the only hope that each person can grab onto. Why would I demise something that people are holding on to just to breathe?
Yeah.
But I am here to tell you, though, all of us have a divineness on the inside of us, that a breath of life that guides us, a breath of life that never leaves us, a breath of life that when you're doing good, that same breath of life is there. When you're doing bad, that same breath of life is there. We all have a God inside of us that's with us when we're up in our best and when we're in the belly of the beast. I am a true witness.
Yeah. Amen. Me too.
True witness.
Yep.
God never leaves nor forsakes us.
Yeah, but sometimes just in life, the world, the pressures of the world, the things that we have to do every day, that voice of God gets lower and lower and lower and lower, and you can't hear.
Based off of our experiences, based off of our environment,
The
struggle,
sadness,
all of these
grief.
All of these things are shaping us, and it's lowering our God energy.
Yep.
It's lowering, it's pulling us away from our divine. Some people call it the anointing of God. Life pulls us away. Life circumstances, life environment.
That's right.
Our job, the stresses of life, the way the world was set up, it pulls us away from our natural power.
That's right.
Every person on this earth have that natural power. No, you don't have to go to church. No, you don't have to go to therapy. No, you don't have to do yoga. No, you don't have to no, you don't. But I'm saying all of these things are weapons. You have a better chance at winning the war and winning the battle with all of these weapons, with church, with therapy, with mindfulness, with yoga, with coaches, with eating healthy, with being mindful of what we're watching on. All of these things are tools. The Bible is the number one guide to get you to the end goal. The Bible is the number one tool that we use. But I stand on the Bible have been distorted and adjusted. I stand on that. That's why I challenge everyone to go within inside of ourselves. I'm not telling you to go deeper within your Bible and learn more of the word. I'm saying go deeper into yourself and learn more of self. Who are you at the core? Why are my behaviors this way? Why do I show up this way? Why? Because life has altered me and I've used this as a coping mechanism. Why do I respond this way? Because someone hurt me and this is how I decided to show up. And in my mind, I have accepted that this is how I am because this is what kept me safe from the hurt that I had to feel in the past. I'm saying not just go deeper into the Bible, but go deeper into your darkness. Go deeper into your shadow. Go deeper into yourself. How? By getting professional help. How? By going to church. How? By practicing mindfulness. How? By getting a healthy community. By finding a safe space. By building relationships with people that you can talk to and tell your true story. By leaning into yourself. I'm talking a lot.
You're talking a lot, but you know what? It's good.
Am I okay?
You're okay. I'm good.
Tell me to keep going.
Keep going then.
By leaning into our truth. By sitting into our darkness. You said, you know what? This happened to me. This happened to me. And I realized that my loved one that keep bringing these things up about me, they only telling me this because it's hurting them and they love me.
Mm-hmm.
Why? Because they love me enough they want to see me happier. It's time for us to go deeper into self, work on our behavior, look in the mirror. Stop being afraid. Stop being ashamed. Don't let me keep going. Come on, Big Shay. Help me out.
Listen, if I have to leave anything, with the people today, I absolutely want our community to realize that they need to build up their toolbox. They need to be locked and loaded with tools and arsenal in order to be able to get to the best version of themselves. So everything that you just said, I don't believe in being repetitive. I don't believe in, saying things over and over.
Based off what I just said, you
Based
don't
off
want to repeat that.
Yeah, based on I don't want to repeat that because everything you said is the arsenal that I'm talking about. On my journey, therapy was absolutely something that was pivotal for me.
Mm-hmm.
Pivotal for me really being able to do my shadow work, look at my dark side, but not only look at it, but to accept it, but not allow it to be an excuse for the way that I show up in the world. Right? Exercise for me was super big as one of my tools that I use. Having my support system was a major tool that I used to help me navigate, my faith in God. And no matter what I go through, God is always there and he's always navigating me, even when it doesn't feel like it. And even when things get so bad that I don't know which way to turn. But by keeping these tools in my toolbox and being able to quiet down my world, quiet down my mind, take some walks to get back in tune with myself so that I could know what I needed to do next to be able to continue on this journey towards being the best version of myself.
Here's the thing. Life has altered us all.
That's a theme. That's a theme for 2024. Just have to accept that. The reality is that life has altered us all. So what do we do with that?
And we have been separated from who we are at the core. I can just say, for an example, and I've said this before, growing up in a hood, that alters your behavior. Growing up in a community where everybody fighting and competing to be the best, respectfully poor person in the neighborhood.
Yep.
Meaning all of us, I'm saying that all of us are fighting to compete for scraps. That alters the way I behave. Do you know how much I had to unlearn and how much of my belief system I had to let go to get to a place of, okay, God, I am prepared for prosperity?
And to release yourself from being in survival mode?
Do you know how much see this podcast is for normal people. It's not for religious folks. It's not for people that it's not for people that only hear God in one place. It's not for perfect people. This platform is for people that have been broken. This platform is for people that can say, you know what? Life has altered me, and I don't know who I would be if I haven't experienced these things in life. I don't know. I want to get to know who I would be. I want to get to know the best version of me. I had this beautiful soul to tell me life has altered me, but I want to be the best version of this me.
Yes, this version of me.
I want to be the best version of this me. We all should desire to be the best version of this you. Mm-hmm. And what that takes, beloved, that takes letting go of some old beliefs that navigated us through life.
Yep.
That takes us rewriting our story and saying, you know what? I don't want to look at this story the way I look at it anymore. I want to change the way chapter 12 is in the book. I want to change some things because why? We all have the power to control our own world. We all have it on the inside of us. I know that because I have it. I would be wrong to tell you that you don't have it. Don't depend on Big Charles to motivate you and inspire you every week. You have it on the inside of you. This is just a community where we've created a safe space of commonality, of hurt and broken people where, you know what? Yeah, we've been hurt. Yeah, we've been broken, but broken crayons still color, beloved. And yes, I've been broken. Yes, I experienced life. I may experience trauma tomorrow. But guess what? I got the power on the inside of me to get through it.
Overcome.
And not only do I have the power on the inside of me to get through it, I have the weapons on the outside of me to survive it.
Let the church say amen.
Born and raised in church, sold out to God. I'm sold out to God. But what I'm not sold out to is making people believe that you're not enough on the inside of you and you have to be a victim of your story. I am not sold out to making you feel like I'm more powerful than you. Every single one of you have a supernatural power on the inside of you, regardless of your beliefs, regardless of where you are in life. Every one of us have a supernatural power on the inside of us that leads and guides us, that will take us through and help us overcome any storm. There's a teacher of all teachers. There's a wisdom of all wisdoms that we all have on the inside of us, but we have been separated from it because of the pressures of life, because of our circumstances, because of our experiences, because of these things. But I'm here to tell you, beloved, there's a truth on the inside of you. And you get there by being able to sit in your darkness. You need a therapist sometimes for help. You need a church for help. You need your brother and sister for help. You need a lot of things for help. But the help of all helps live on the inside of every one of us. Everything else is icing on the cake. Big Charles.
God energy. Y'all hear from me next week.
Preacher to go.
Y'all hear from me next week. Bye, y'all.